One of the things that before we begin to discuss discuss what God is, we kind of need to have an argument that God actually can exist. Because, it's sort of a moot point to say, like, well, God's this way and God's that way, if we don't at least have some argument for what, God's actual existence. We're going to sit around talking about, what God is when we don't even know if God even exists in the first place. And so one of the things that oftentimes comes along is we have arguments for the existence of God. And arguments for the existence of God, in my opinion, are kind of fun. I like studying them because they're pretty interesting to argue. Basically saying, if you look at the world and you see this evidence, is that enough to prove that there is something behind it? And so that's what it does. Now, one of the things about arguments for the existence of God, though, that you should keep in mind is arguments for the existence of God are not so much about proving that God exists. There's what we might call apologetics in religion, where people try to defend God and argue for God and argue that God exists and God is this way, and that's what we call apologetics. And that's not what this is about. It is about this is about trying to hold open the possibility that God exists. They're not going to say that we're going to definitively prove God exists. Rather, they're going to say that it's at least possible, that there is an argument that it is possible that God exists. And that's really what arguments for the existence of God are about, is they're about holding open or trying to give reason to believe that in fact some God or some concept of God is possible.